Yeah, this is, again, what we've been looking forward to all week. We saw the matches that Bread had leading up to this and thought, yeah, there's a very good chance that if they're as good as we think they are, they could be 3-0 at this point. We knew, of course, the PEEPS would be, very early on in the week. They got their matches out of the way. Man, this is, again, early on in the season, you don't normally get matchups like this where you've got two teams that are clearly contenders at the top of the standings. This is exactly that, and really for one of these teams, Corelli, a win here could solidify at least 4th place.
Yeah, we talk about these guys sitting at the top, and they do have to play each other eventually. One of them will walk away with the loss here, but this feels bad for any other team in the league here because if you don't beat one of these guys, you might not make it in the top 2.
We'll start things off with Pirates getting onto this ball. Over towards Gyro, and it's what we've come to expect all season long. The #1 assist guy to the #1 scorer.
Pirates with 14 assists coming into it, now make it 15. He dishes it off to Gyro, and this man's been scoring left and right for the PEEPS. They started off right, and they're up 1-0.
And so it only takes 19 seconds, and the PEEPS are off to a quick start. A miss on the side, and Sathiu's going to have to come clean up the mess. Trying to take possession for as long as he can, and Gyro was waiting for him all the way across the field. This will drop down to Arsenal, and eventually is cleared, but only as far as Gyro. And if you are Bread right now, you've kind of got to keep an eye on, okay, where is Gyro? Let's put the ball in the opposite direction. This is towards the net, and Pirates falling into his own net does make the save. Gyro over 1, but not 2. Pirates looking in that general direction. Arsenal looking to interfere with Sathiu, and it will come back the other way, just across the face of Sathiu, and the save by Arsenal.
The pressure does come on for Bread there. They haven't really been able to break free of their own half. The PEEPS doing a good job of keeping the ball in the offensive zone. Bread just kind of forced to punt it away.
Pirates wins this challenge, and AXB has to stay at the back. Gyro to Arsenal, and he can do it all. It's setting up Arsenal this time.
It is textbook Rocket League right here. Gyro picks up the boost. He puts it across the net. Nobody there from Bread. AXB was way late to the challenge, and Arsenal, he's just got to redirect that on target, and he does now. PEEPS up 2-0.
1 goal, 1 shot for Gyro. He adds an assist to his tally as well. Now Arsenal beaten there on the corner by AXB. Doesn't result in any kind of pressure for Bread. This will kick in front. Gyro's wreaking just a little more havoc, and finally Sipical goes on past him. Imagine Sipical really having to step up in a big way in this series. This one not over Gyro. He'll keep control, blocking Sathiu's follow-up, and now Gyro, limited boost, but he's still going to make a lot happen.
Yeah, Gyro had no boost there, but you look at the respect from Bread there. 2 players actually peeled off when Gyro got possession of the ball there. Unfortunately, no boost for him. He couldn't take advantage of the space, but you see Bread definitely taking a step back when Gyro has the ball in his hands.
It's Arsenal just getting a piece of that shot, I think, from Sipical. If not, he certainly altered Sipical's approach. Now this will kick out in front. There's Gyro, but his shot well off to the side, just dumping it to the corner. Arsenal blocked by Sathiu. Gyro's back, and Pirates jumping ahead of Sipical there to make sure there's no shot, make sure there's no control, and it goes back to Gyro. The PEEPS back in business, and Arsenal places it perfectly in the corner.
We talk a lot about Gyro being the goal scorer here, but Arsenal's coming into this game with 5th with 11. Now with 2 here, he's at 13. Arsenal showing that he can put shots in the back of the net and be the goal scorer for the PEEPS.
3-0 the lead in game 1 for the PEEPS. And now Sipical going to try to start this on his own, and Pirates just gets a piece. And he's past Sathiu as well. This will drop down for Arsenal, and PEEPS have broken the pressure again, at least for a moment. Now Gyro. That's going to be given away to Sathiu. Bread not able to get downfield, and now they've got trouble. Gyro brings another one back in. Sipical was trying to play one by him. This will pop all the way across. They get a little bit of a rest. They need to work downfield, do Bread, and they have not been able to. It's another chance. Arsenal beaten to that corner boost, and he does not connect with Gyro. He's human after all, as he comes up empty there. Here comes Bread the other way, but that pass too strong for Sipical. Now it's Gyro, just ahead of Sipical. Now Sathu got Sipical there, the pass in front, and AXB could not convert. Arsenal again, this time taking his time. Gonna find Pirates, that will drop off to the side. At least making Bread use a little bit of boost. They try to get downfield, and they will. This intended for AXB, picked off by Arsenal, and he misses the double touch. It would have been an exclamation point on a dominant Game 1 victory. Instead, the doors open just a crack right now for Bread, but they need to score right about now to give themselves a chance. Double commit up top. Gyro's there to buy them time. And again, the Peeps do just enough on the defensive end. This will get through, and Arsenal's there.
And it's a lot of pressure from the Peeps that are going to hand them this win here with 30 seconds left, down by 3. This is a tall order for Bread, and the Peeps have just kept the ball on the orange side of the field. Bread have struggled to break free.
They may get one here. No, it's saved by Arsenal. That will go to Pirates, to Gyro. He's got options. He'll take it himself, and the shot's going to be just high. That will maybe plummet his shooting percentage down to about 51%, maybe. As that one goes just high, an opportunity missed by Bread, and time has run out on Bread in Game 1. The Peeps show up to, well, their only match on stream here in Week 2, and they have a 1-0 lead so far.
And this is the first time Bread has dropped a game so far in the rival series, and at least they're dropping it to a good team here against the Peeps, as they have come out as a force. And right off the bat, it was Gyro putting the ball away from Pirates, and Arsenal really showed his stuff here. 2 goals, 3 saves, and 4 shots from Arsenal, really carrying his team here. And really can't ask more from the Peeps right now. They are playing in top form.
Yeah, we talk about Gyro's shooting percentage real briefly. Was 1 goal on 3 shots, so his shooting percentage actually does go down, because something that you may or may not know, 53%, basically 52.9 something was Gyro's shooting percentage coming in. That's higher than KDOP in the European RLCS. I'm just throwing that out there. The guy is scary efficient.
Yeah, but Stacks, he's not playing against RLCS players.
You're right, not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. No, that's a good point. Not yet.
Give it a few weeks. Give it a few weeks. He'll have his chance.
And the Peeps are looking good, and they're looking for that top 2 spot. And it's only 1 game here. Bread, they can regroup coming into this next game. Get Sipical going. We didn't really mention his name at all in this game, really. No shots, nothing from him. So for Bread, you get Sipical going. You get that man scoring some goals, maybe taking some shots. I don't know, something for this guy. And they might see some better results. But right now, Bread do not look good.
Yeah, to give you an idea of just the dominance for these 2 teams in particular, relative, of course, to their competition, they both come in well over 1,000 total score per game. These are numbers that you don't see matched by anybody except, Cloud9 and G2 in the North American RLCS, and of course Dignitas and Mouse near the top of the, or at the top of the European RLCS. These are teams that are just blowing their competition away. They at least seem to be far and above the rest of the competition, at least 3 matches in. It really gives you a lot of hope, I think, looking forward, thinking, okay, these guys keep this up. Yeah, one of these teams is going to lose, but they'll still be in very good shape for the rest of the season, perhaps get to the promotion tournament. They're going to have more than a puncher's chance for sure against anybody they run into, you would think.
Yeah, and you think about the storylines for each of these teams. On one side, you have Bread, who came into the play-ins at the #1 seed. They were expected to do well. They had great results coming into this league, and so far, it's been good. For the Peeps, on the other hand, they kind of flew under the radar. Yeah, we knew about them, and we expected them to make rival series, but we didn't expect them to do so well so far. And I think that with the kind of inverse stories for both of these, them clashing at the top here is kind of a funny ending. And I think that, again, these guys are your top 2 contenders right now, and one of them does have to walk away with a loss.
Yeah, and talk about the some of the players in this match. Of course, Gyro leading the league in total score per game. AXB right on his heels coming into this match. Then you've got Sipical behind them, and then it's Splice. All 3 members of Splice are in the 4th, 5th, and 6th spots coming into this week. Hey, the top of the North American Rival Series seems to be very well defined, and you're seeing 2 teams that may very well be 1 and 1A or 1A and 1B, let's put it that way, as Pirates wins this challenge. We're underway in game number 2 now on Neo Tokyo, and Pirates will not make contact here. Chance now for Bread to work their way downfield. It'll be Sipical waiting, but that touch going nowhere near him from Gyro. Kicked out by Arsenal. Pirates thought about it. He'll have to peel off, and Gyro will buy him all the time he needs.
And again, something I mentioned there in the last, between these two games here, is you got to get Sipical going. And coming into this series, he was averaging almost 1.5 goals per game. Stacks per game. He was scoring 1.5 goals. So far, he hasn't scored anything.
Sipical did have the league lead in goals per game. Yes, higher than Gyro, of course, with a few fewer games played, but still part of that dominant 9-0 start that has just been disrupted for Bread. Here's Sathu against Pirates one-on-one, and Pirates comes out the better of the two. Gyro, not a great touch. It's a chance now for Bread, but Sipical and Sathu, same place, same time for the same ball, and Pirates will ultimately make the save. This should be cleared by PEEPS, if not for the efforts of Sathu. Back in it goes from AXB. And Sipical thought about it, has to retreat, and Gyro's shot will just trickle a little bit wide. Back and forth they go, waiting for someone to make a mistake that they can capitalize on. Arsenal gonna float one up there for Gyro. Around the corner, not able to get that last touch he needed. They're actually trying center one. Pirates has to back off, now he can come up. And it's gonna be saved by Pirates. What's the follow-up? Cleared away by Gyro, back the other way. They had to wait a little bit. Gyro just had to wait that extra split second, and that allows Sipical to make the save.
And Brett has done a much better job of moving down the field and finding each other in the midfield. You see Sipical linking up with AXB there, and their defense has been cleaned up as well. The PEEPS not able to put too many on target there, and they're able to be shut down by the defenders on the Brett side.
Pirates and Gyro almost a double commit. Pirates calling off Gyro right at the last second. Now Gyro trying to delay that shot, and the defensive Bread not fighting. Still scoreless into the second half of game 2. Backboard play, Pirates is up, and it's along the goal line and cleared away by AXB. It looked like a little hesitation was going to cost Bread, but they get away with one. Now Arsenal, that's going to be cleared away, and Bread are just one good touch away from kind of being able to take a big sigh of relief, and they don't quite get it yet. Now Pirates dribbles a circle around one, and Sathu's there for the save. Boy, what a barrage though. It's a barrage of opportunity on the part of the PEEPS right now. Gyro looking for Arsenal. No, he may take it himself. Does still have this on track, and could not get enough of Sipical to disrupt the defense.
And just as I complimented the defense from Bread, the PEEPS take over, and they're in full control on their offensive third. The Bread struggling not only on boost, but tracking the ball. You see Gyro going with the solo plays and just disrupting that defense. It's tough for Bread right now because every time the PEEPS get possession of the ball, they're doing something that makes it tough for a defender to get in the way.
Back the other way it goes now. AXB, that's right at Arsenal. He is going to climb the ladder all by himself. He's over the double commit, and AXB is there to save Bread once again.
That's a huge save from AXB. We called out the double commit there from Sipical and Sathu. The PEEPS could have capitalized there.
It's been a few times now. Sipical and Sathu, same place at the same time. Arsenal chasing this one down. Pirates is tracking. That'll kick the corner. And Pirates, I think he did disrupt the defense just enough. Now to be Gyro. Dropping one down, that'll count as a shot, and it's saved away by AXB. Back the other way, and Gyro just runs right through Sipical. That'll kill off that attack in a heartbeat. This will angle straight down, and it's cleared away once again.
Bread has been on the back foot here for possibly 2 minutes at this point. You gotta wonder at what point do they crack? They've been playing defense for so long, and the PEEPS have been so close to putting it away.
Arsenal's shot is gonna get through, and after all that defense, they were bending, and they finally broke, did Bread.
And if you're gonna give up one goal, the worst time to do it is at the end of the game. You don't give yourself much space to fight back. And for Bread, this is a dire series, or turning into a dire series for them.
Important kickoff here for Bread. They need to get on possession very quickly. At least that goal gives them a bit of a reset. Maybe they can get downfield. It's going to be AXB's shot rolling just wide. Typical missed it by a mile. Sathu in front, bombed away by Pirates, and that will not quite do it just yet. Arsenal will let this go. It's always the fake, isn't it, Corelli?
I was saying that earlier. It's always the fake there at the end of the game. It's become more and more players are doing that, but nonetheless, for the Peeps, they steal one away here in game number 2 with 17 seconds left. And again, it was the barrage. It was attack after attack, putting it off the backboard or just making it tough for a Bread defender to get in the way. And that was really the difference maker here, is just the constant pressure from Peeps.
Yeah, so a team in Bread that was sweeping everybody left and right. They came in again 9-0, plus 24 goal differential. Now they're getting a dose of their own medicine. They've run into the Peeps, and the Peeps are proving to be an absolute buzzsaw.
Yeah, and they're making me sweat here.
They
a
are.
Little bit
Yeah.
of my pick. I put a lot of faith into Bread here, and
yes, you did.
I did.
You sure did.
I did.
But you know what? Hey, reverse sweeps are not at all uncommon. We have seen plenty of them already up to this point. First couple of weeks, a lot of the Austrian matches, we did see some reverse sweeps there. This Bread team, there's too much firepower, I think, for me to believe that they're going to be swept here. I fully thought this would be a 5-game series, and I would not be surprised if it ends up that way.
And again, where's Sipical?
Right.
How many times have we mentioned the name Sipical? How many times have we mentioned his name on offense? I think the one time at the end of the game, at the end of the game when he whiffed, that was the time that we mentioned Sipical on offense.
Well, about the only time we've been mentioning Sipical is when we mentioned Sathu, because they're in the same place at the same time. It really feels like they are, the spacing is not there. It's not what it needs to be for Bread. They've got 5 minutes to figure it out here. Game 3, must-win time in, again, one of the most highly anticipated matches of the entire North American season. We're only in week 2. Here's Arsenal. Good slow play to get around AXB. Sipical to set it up for Sathu. And this time the spacing works out great for Bread. They're on the attack to start things off. We'll see if the Peeps can break that early pressure. What a pass! And the shot from Sipical just flies high. Nobody back. Sipical does have to scramble a little bit, but the Peeps aren't able to take advantage. Now Sathu over to Sipical. Still in trouble. AXB denied by Pirates. And finally, this should be cleared, and it is by Gyro. And the Peeps stand tall on the defensive end after a barrage of shots, this time from Bread.
Yeah, great start from Bread, but again, Sipical putting one off the crossbar there, not able to put it away, and they're come out scoreless, so you can have all the pressure in the world, but if you're not scoring, it really doesn't matter.
That's a good opening salvo, to say the very least, for Bread. Can they keep it up, though? They got to get on the offensive end yet again after that shot from Pirates, just a little bit wide. Now Arsenal, he'll go upstairs. That's going to be sent away by AXB. Back it goes now for Sathu. AXB trying to battle through traffic, and really he was just blocked off there by Gyro and Pirates. That was good physical defense on the part of the Peeps. This will drop down. Arsenal thought about it. Now he'll back off. Sathu to the backboard for Sipical, and that's going to be dropped off to the side.
And again, another attack that they just cannot capitalize. Peeps are giving them space to make things happen. They just can't put anything on target right now in Bread.
Well, it's good possession right now for Bread. Not panicking, not realizing they don't always have to be moving forward. Playing that long possession game. Here's Arsenal with a double touch. It only takes one, and Arsenal makes them pay.
Well, he didn't have enough boost for the first one we saw in the beginning of the series, but this time Bread just can't react to it. A beautiful shot off the back wall from Arsenal, and the Peeps once again strike first.
So now the challenge has been laid down to Bread. They need at least a goal in the next 3 minutes, or this will be a sweep. Kicked out for Sathu, wins that challenge, needs help, and it's not there. The defensive Peeps all over that ball, every loose ball. It really feels like the Peeps have been after just a little bit quicker than Bread has. They need to use their passing plays, kind of like this, to work their way downfield. That will get across, and no panic from the Peeps, as that will be harmlessly sent away. Arsenal back across. Boy, that was right in front. But again, nobody able to crash the net, and I think you kind of earned that a little bit.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness. Hey, You don't have to play perfect, but this is the mistake you can't afford to make.
Arsenal is gifted a goal here as this one was off the post, and it's AXB who accidentally pops it back in, and the Peeps get a free goal there off the mistake. And Bread, it has gone very poorly here in game number 3.
A team that has averaged 4 goals per game, or just about 4 goals per game in Bread, have not been able to score much at all here against the Peeps. In fact, they haven't scored at all, period. Arsenal. Is that one away? Gyro. Not able to get a pass off. So now Pirates will try. Backboard angling down. Well read by Sathu. Kick back in. Pirates killing more time, looking for an opportunity. That's just wide. But everybody from Bread, they're all just congested right at the net. So as soon as they clear it away, Corelli, the Peeps are right back in there.
Yeah, a lot of indecision, a lot of miscommunication, or not communicating at all. And for Bread, that's not a good sign on defense, because honestly, they really haven't had to play too much defense in this game. It's just been these long solo plays coming out of Peeps, and they score when they run down the field on a counterattack, just like this.
And it's Arsenal who's got the hat trick. We can talk all we want about gyro this, gyro that. Arsenal's got a hat trick in a closeout opportunity.
And this is a shame here from Bread, because just as I was making the point, it's not like Peeps are keeping Bread locked in their half. It's just that they run down the field on a counterattack, or maybe they just kind of break free of the pressure for a second, and they seem to score almost every single time they run down the field.
Bread running out of time very quickly in a match between 2 undefeated teams, and we're seeing perhaps just how good the Peeps really are. Sathu coming up empty there. Sipical not able to follow in time. AXB, quick turn. They need something. It's Sathu. Sipical, only one back. Got to start the attack forward. Did Sathu get a piece of this? He did not, but the threat was enough, and Sipical, he finally scored.
Well, and this is the man we've been talking about. As you see, Sathu goes up for this one. He doesn't connect on, and the last defender can't get it from the Peeps, so Bread, they have a chance here. Finally, they put something to the back of the net, and it's Sipical who does it. Do things change now with 50 seconds left?
Well, after 10 minutes of gameplay, I don't think that's how Bread finally envisioned, actually 15, 14 minutes of gameplay. Bread scoring their first goal, but they've got one. That's all that matters. Now they got to get at least another. Another one to the backboard. That's going to be Pirates. He missed it. Seeing maybe a little bit of wear down here from the Peeps. AXB. Backboard for Sathu.
He's got it.
And they're right back in it. 1-goal game.
Well, things are starting to click right when the clock strikes 12 here. And AXB, he doesn't get the double tap, but Sathu able to come around the backside and put it in there. For Bread, it's now or never.
25 seconds remain. Can Sathu and Bread complete the comeback? It's off from Sipical. That'll kick across. And Pirates, big time clear. AXB doesn't let it get too deep into the zone. Oh, that's going to pinball around, and the Grim Reaper strikes again.
Was this an own goal here? AXB, he goes up for it, gets a touch, and Arsenal actually puts it off of Sathu.
He's done it twice.
Another own, well, that was going to go down as an own goal. That one, not as bad as before, but still, that one is the dagger for Bread, and an unfortunate way to end this series.
And it was Arsenal who proved to be, who was just too much for Bread here in this third game. A solid team effort, to say the least, from the Peeps. And Cinderella's going to keep on marching now, 4-0 in this rival series season.
Wow, what a series from the Peeps. Not only do they get the win, but they sweep Bread here as these players finally let the ball go to the ground. And I have to say, Peeps, I'm very, very impressed.